And here we are, game number 1. Okay, we're still in loser bracket, everybody. We moved up one round, and now we have Team Madara against Team YEAAABOI, aka Team Fancy Pants. And Dino made it. Dino is playing again, and if you watched the previous series, you know that Dino had some pretty tough luck today. I'm not quite sure if it's actually Dino or if it's something on the North American server. We had a couple of mini lags in some of the games that then went away. Dino has connection problems too, so I'm not 100% certain what's going on, but we had so many games where Dino just couldn't load into the draft. And the game just automatically kicked him out. He restarted the client a few times and it worked for 2 maps. Then all of a sudden we had to do it again. So currently every single time that we are in a game where Dino is one of the players, everybody's like, let's see if it works this time. And so far at least, it's all good. Now, Dragonshire is our starting map. We're in a best of 5 series. Again, this all plays out on the North American server as already pointed out. Madara's team has actually crushed the first round of the lower bracket. So both of these teams are currently playing in the losers bracket, and Madara's team has annihilated their opponent. At least when it comes to the overall score. The games itself were fairly close, and I would have loved to see a few more than just 3. But yeah, they took it. So especially in the mid and the late game, their decision making was great, and they were always able to pull through. Whereas Team YEAAABOI pulled off an absolutely incredible series against Team Mason. It was a bit of a heartbreaking one as well. If you haven't watched it, I would highly recommend that you check it out. But curious to see what we're gonna get from these two now. So Jojo as our opening gambit over here. One of the things that has actually happened with other teams is that they target Caterpillar with their bans. That's not the case with Team Madara currently. They still pick Johanna away, so Jojo is at least taken. Oftentimes what we're getting from Caterpillar then is, for example, Diablo. But there are teams that have literally against the red team just like banned out 3 tanks. Pick 1 early, ban 3, and try to pressure Caterpillar a little bit. And we'll see if it works out or not. I mean, yeah. Currently, we got Dehaka and Lucio to start things up. So on Dragonshire, obviously, you want to have also some global power, some global position. Chromie gets banned. Stukov was already taken out early. If not for that, after Ultralis picked Maiev, I'm pretty sure they would have banned Stukov anyways. But Madara, what is he going to play here? We're going to get some Cassia pick or what's going on? I mean, you still have Mephisto, Gul'dan, if you want to go down the mage track. Because normally you look at Madara and you're thinking, alright, are we going to get him with Sylvanas again? Banned. Are we going to get him with Chromie? Banned. Are we going to get him with Hanzo? Banned. So a lot of the heroes that you normally would associate with Madara have now been banned out. Here comes the Diablo ban, by the way, so they're still targeting Caterpillar. They're not prioritizing it as much as we've seen from other teams, but still, Jojo is taken, Diablo is banned, so Catalyst is sitting there like, ugh, again. So, yeah, has to deviate away from these two. But I still am curious what Madara is going to pick. There's a lot of mage power that you can unleash here. I've seen Cassia picked a couple of times as well now. But for the red team, on Dragonshire, we get Tracer and we get Muradin. And Tracer has been a bit of a staple for Dino, despite the fact that he's playing cross-server on NA right now. And it's mostly a question of what do we have in order of CC. And honestly, what the blue team already has, not too bad. Poli from Brightwing, Jojo that can of course also help out here and throw Blessed Shield as well. Then you have Maiev. That's not too bad, so Dino will have to be careful with this. Final 2 picks, there's Blaze for the side lane, and we get Bambi again. Yeah, those Lunara picks, NA likes the Lunara. I've seen this a few times now. I personally just like, I hate that movement. Lunara is just like, ugh. Initially when Lunara got released, it was like, ooh, an auto attacker, I'm interested, count me in. And well, then I played and everything it just feels not good. Doesn't feel good whatsoever. So, we get our final pick for the red team. Team YEAAABOI, Chaotic is going to make his choice. We already have Tracer in, now comes Cassia as a second damage dealer. And with that, we're off to the races. Dragonshire is our first map in the best of 5 series here in the losers bracket. Let's go. On the left, in game number 1, we got Team Madara with the captain on Bambi. He's playing Lunara. We got Naz on Blaze. Legacy is playing Brightwing. Ultralisk on Maiev. And Caesar Salad on Johanna. So, over on the right side, Team YEAAABOI, Fancy Pants team. With the captain on the Haga. We got Banana H on Lucio. Dino and Tracer. Caterpillar on Merlin. And Chaotic stacking on Cassia. Okay, so who's going to take it? Game number 1, who takes the lead here? When the two of them, I mean, facing those two off against each other right now, when they met the last time, it was a pretty close series, I believe. And yeah, no, actually it was a 2-0 for Team YEAAABOI. So they were able to win it without even dropping a single map. Mixed up for a second with the match that they played against Liam. But I don't know, like I'm looking at the results in the earlier round in the best of 5, and it just feels like the blue team looked a bit crisper. And that might of course be misleading, and maybe it's just like that the red team is Madara's kryptonite. But I could totally see the blue team just pulling ahead here. So maybe they just were able over the course of the tournament to mesh together a bit more. Maybe not. Maybe it's just like Team YEAAABOI with another big victory. Time will tell, and we'll see what they can actually do here and how this is going to work out. I mean, currently it's just a little bit of early game skirmishes here. Banana H is double checking what's happening and sees that the camp is taken, but they're not really invading. Or, well, maybe they are, because now we have the Haka on his way too. But Blaze is saying hello, and yep, the jet propulsion does not connect, but they take the camp. So they were trying to see what they can pull off here, with Blaze moving in, riding the poverty horse. Nothing that they could essentially pull off, but yeah, so far so good. Camps are being claimed. The problem, of course, that the red team currently has is with them just trying to move in at the opponent's camps. They're not taking their own, so they're essentially just wasting time. They're moving in, looking at the camp, seeing if they can steal something. They have to retreat, so they don't have a lot on the map. They're missing out, for example, at the top lane on the Bruiser camp. They just don't have that. So, yeah, bit of a nuisance. At the bottom of the map, maybe another one about to be taken. Ultralisk moves in to do exactly that, so he's about to claim this one too. And while all of that gets played out, Caterpillar says hello. Wants the shrine at least. But now the jig is up. He jumps in, gets immediately polayed. Has to be mega careful, but they might actually steal this. Caterpillar is low, the Haka is coming in. And yep, they kind of screwed themselves here. Maiev goes down, and that's Muradin falling. Yeah, kill for a kill. Who takes that cap? It's an all-out brawl. It's Blaze that dies next, and the red team has it. Pushes Caesar Salad back and kills him as well. 3 kills and the camp stolen. And honestly, that was not smart. I'm trying to avoid the word dumb here, but it was pretty stupid. Like, you're taking this, and then without the opponent have any vision, there's the flashlight over, the shield glare. That gives away what you're doing. Muradin jumps in, and that's where it just all escalates. So that shield glare just cost them a Dragonite, it cost them a camp, and it cost them 3 kills. I mean, yeah, I don't think that was needed. So that kind of hurts. Now, that's an opening for Team YEAAABOI that's pretty spectacular. That's level 7. I mean, again, they're not too far ahead in experience or anything, but they're definitely doing structural damage right now that otherwise they wouldn't. So, big moves now from the red team. And as I said, I think it's the blue team's own fault. And now the momentum is definitely shifting very heavily. Madara is losing with his boys. Right wing at the bottom of the map, so that's another problem that they're now facing. At the top, Ultralisk is being forced back too. So they're starting to lose some serious map control here. I mean, some serious map control now. And yeah, that's tough. Good luck with that. Kinda interested to see what they can do with it. But currently at least... yeah. The lead is not too big. But for them, I'd say it definitely sucks. That's definitely not a spot where you want to be in. So yeah, let's. It's also, you don't want to start a game like this. Is essentially what it comes down to. I mean, you're looking at a spot where they're just sitting there and everything just falls apart. They're getting absolutely crushed here, and yeah, this is just like annoying as hell. So now they have to see what they can actually do with this, how they can bring this back. They're trailing in experience just a little bit, but an early level 10 can of course make all the difference if you just hit with the right window, which is exactly what they're going to try and do here. So yeah, I guess we'll see. Level 10 is going to be ready any moment, and from there on out they have to check if they have something that they can push for. Maybe a forward, maybe a kill. Already Caterpillar is getting pretty aggressive with his positioning, trying to see if they can get something somewhere. But yeah, 4 kills to 1. It's just you don't want to start a game like this. We have Choke and Pollen now, and obviously things have stabilized again, but here comes at least aggression against Ultralis. The tether from him. Level 10 on the other side is also soon coming in, and Blaze has, for example, started the camp now. They have the level 10 any second too. There's a few walls that were opened up, so they just lay the groundwork. Some foundational work that they've done. That's basically it. But yeah, by now we have 23 stacks also for Cassia. Just a bit of a side note, but we're already 6 minutes in, so it's not really that great. Also not really a brawl heavy game, so it's not like Cassia can force these opportunities all the time. But top side, that's where the next camp now moves in, and the Haka is currently all alone, so likely, yeah, Tracer's on her way. That's gonna help them out a little bit, and down at the bottom of the map they're still fighting for this one too. Some extra hits from Cassia, as Muradin is also looking for the next jump here. Bunker up at the top, and they're breaking through the wall, and Tracer can't really help too much here. So, not really a whole lot. That fort is going to take some damage, but as long as the red team gets also value at the bottom of the map, they are going to be fine with that. And down here, thanks to the wall being eliminated earlier, they're already poking that out. But at the top, it's a similar picture. This one is down to 50% of its HP. Nice track though. Really nice Tongue Connect here from Fancy Pants. But at the bottom, they're losing more and more, and Bambi alone is just not going to cut it here. And also has to be very careful that Muradin doesn't turn it around with a Stormbolt against her. So one fort is now gone, and the red team, again, just slightly taking a lead here. And of course, continuing all of that as they're moving in for Blaze. Try and get some damage there. Nas, coming back out. Oh, okay, Blessed Shield is missing. That's not good. But they might still get the kill. And yes, they do. Muradin goes down. Avatar was already used previously, so no chance to grab it there. But that leaves us with a potential Dragon Knight still. They can sneak it in somehow in the middle. There's too many people trying to defend. That would have been kind of funny, honestly, if they all move towards the top to take the shrine. Dino just like wraps around over here on the other side and steals it. That usually doesn't happen on that level, but it would have still been insanely funny. Everybody's like, alright, we're gonna get the top, there's nobody here, it's gonna be fine, and then it's just like, zip. There should be some kind of buff that you can apply to one of your allies where they can channel an objective faster. That would be an interesting hero. We can call him the Enabler. Any objective that you gotta channel, you channel it faster if he's around you. Like some kind of weird synergy. It would be kind of entertaining, at least for some situations. Anyways, 13 talents are kicking in. That gives us also Abolish Magic. It's now the red team, sorry, the blue team that is starting to threaten things a little bit more. Yeah, Lucio. That disc was close. That disc was really close. Muradin still getting attacked here. Caterpillar! And no, he doesn't make it out. Caterpillar is dead. Lunara taking care of that. So yeah, Caterpillar is gone. Still also trying to see if they can maybe do a little bit more over here in the middle. Also, they have a chance to get the Dragon Knight now. I mean, that wasn't too bad, honestly. A little play gave you a chance to go for the DK. But at the top they have to take out the Haka first before they do anything else. Down here though, Lucio falls. Nice. And Brightwing, can they at least get Brightwing as a counter kill? And the answer is yes. Always go for the Fruit Fly. I'm not so sure if Dino is really going to make it out. He actually had a problem there with some of those Blessed Hammers hitting him full on in the face. So now Caesar Salad is on the run, but we have 5 kills to 4. That's a great opening to the series. So yeah, that's definitely pretty clutch. Big difference is the one fort at the bottom of the map that was already destroyed. That's also changing the passive experience gains of the red team, of course. So yeah, they have a lead there. And now Disc against Muradin. Trying to also buy a little bit of time, dodging the drag. Nice. That was a good jump. It could have been bad for Ultralisk. With everybody else that was moving towards the top, that could have been a pretty rude awakening for him. In the middle, Jojo is interrupting, or would interrupt any potential pick if there was one. But now they're fighting down at the bottom of the map. It's pretty even. I mean, it's a very nice back and forth now, and we have level 16 talents kicking in for the two teams in a second. In the middle, still the aggression against Maiev, but the tether on Muradin connects. And now a chance to maybe put Caterpillar again in some trouble. There's also a camp at the top that is pushing while they're fighting for the shrine, so that camp might destroy the top side fort. Has already taken damage earlier, and there's another chance to try for that again. YEAAABOI is attempting to defend, and so far so good, but it also means that he gives up control over the top. Maiev in the middle gets destroyed, killed by Lucio of all heroes. Stormbolt connect, beautiful. Caterpillar setting up the kill against Johanna. 7 kills to 4 now, and that momentum is swinging nicely. At the top, yes, there's still a fort that gets destroyed, but YEAAABOI uses the opportunity to try and take back control of this one. Needs still some assistance. Now, the red team is a little bit all over the place right now. They're trying to go for, with Muradin, for a camp here. They have double control. They go for another camp down at the bottom of the map. Dino is trying to solo that. It's only going to take a couple of years, but he eventually is going to grab it. And that means that they can't really go for the Dragon Knight. I mean, they're trying with Muradin, but now Lucio is gone. So they were splitting themselves a little bit thin, and Lucio has poked his head out too long in the wrong spot, and that's the end of him. So now they are down with one hero. Don't think they're going to get a Dragonite. They could have pushed for that, but I don't think that at this point it's happening. They have camps on the map though. Bot lane, there's a double camp pushing, which needs to be defended. So Naz is currently the one that has to deal with that. As in the middle, the fight continues. Tracer is back, and it's Dino against Ultralisk. They are battling hard here. So yeah, Dino versus Ultralisk just doing the work. And all the way at the top, Caterpillar. They're now trying to focus on Madara a little bit. Game is everywhere. There's like action all over the place at this point. I mean, they're really attacking on all lanes. We have small skirmishes, or he had small skirmishes in the middle. There's still the push down at the bottom, trying to recapture some of the shrines. Now Muradin jumping in. Chaotic moving in together with the rest of the team here, trying to again snap a quick kill. 18 versus 18 on the level board. As far as game ones go, I mean, this one's out there. So in regards to damage, we have now 34,000 from Cassia. She's currently second highest in the game. Lunara though, 50,000 again, targeting Dino with those auto attacks. Can't dodge that. But again, the fights are just insane. So they're flanking in, looking for stuns, trying to follow up. Madara poking Caterpillar. There comes the leap, and that's the end. Muradin is down, the dwarf's gone, and that's kill number 6 for the blue team. So they get another kill here. Poorly on the YEAAABOI as he comes in to try and land a Tong. But they're still fighting this 4 versus 5. They don't care. Blaze isn't here, so it's technically a 4v4, but not for long, because now Naz is coming back down to towards the bottom of the map. Guys, for the Jet Propulsion Connect, they are taking the Shrine. Now they have the double, and with Blaze splitting into the middle, this is going to be a DK. Dragonite is going to be taken here. There's no interrupts, there's nobody who can go to the top or steal the Shrine at the bottom of the map. So yep, Dragonite in the mid lane. 14 minutes in, half a level away from 20, and there's the DK now. So, off we go. Down at the bottom of the map, Tracer falls too. Yeah, it's all of a sudden again Team Madara. Keep in mind, they, I don't want to say fell apart, but they had a pretty rude awakening in the early game when they lost the camp at the bottom that they were fighting for. At the same point, they lost 3 of their heroes, and then shortly after, they also suffered. I mean, they lost the fort. Yeah, they were losing way too much. Camp, heroes, structures. So, and a Dragonite was taken at that point as well by the opponent. Now they are ahead in experience, and they find themselves in a pretty good spot pushing for the bot lane. All the forts are gone on the red team side, so that's another big win for them. The problem, of course, is look at, by the way, Cassia, talking about problems. 92 stacks for her, 94 now. She's at 60,000 damage, and she's catching up with Lunara very quickly. Chaotic has a pretty big amount of stacks already. Both of the teams are now level 20, but this could get worse. 94 stacks? Yeah. You're looking at some solid damage from Cassia as all of that continues. So, yeah, that can definitely hurt. Get a little bit more and you can, I don't want to say like solo, but you can really hurt them in team fights. Especially when they're clustered up hard. So, Cam gets taken. Identical kills. Identical kill count right now. And again, a bit of a choke point play here. And immediately Muradin is jumping in. Caterpillar is up at the front. He's in there. Disc against Lucio. Hoping to catch him. That backfired a little bit, so they get that. And look how much damage Cassia is now all of a sudden doing. She's at 106 stacks, and she is working it. Cassia is just melting that front line away. She goes through them like hot butter through cheese with one hit after another. And she's doing work. That's now a double kill against Blaze and against Brightwing. A lot of the damage coming in from her. And then you have that finisher of Tracer that just comes in time and time again. Tracer falls, but so does Lunara. So they're again trading kills here. And very favorable for them. With a move against Caesar Salad, yep, it's Jojo that falls. And that's now just one defender on the map. Only Maiev. Everybody else has been eliminated. No Dragonite just now, but you can easily go for those forts. 108 stacks for Cassia. They can control the lanes, they can start working towards the objective. It spawns in 5, so if you have the heroes ready to claim these shrines, then you're in a great spot. You also go for the next camp, you take the siege giants, can push the middle a little bit. So the decay is inevitable. It's going to be claimed. 100%. The Haga is already in the mid lane to grab it. Cassia is at 73,000 damage right now, so Lunara is technically still a little bit ahead, but there's also a massive difference in siege damage between the two. 144,000 for Cassia, just 100,000 for Lunara. So Cassia, the more she stacks, the more of a threat she becomes in the late game. And already the red team has the advantage here. Level 20 was Rock Stopper that we got. And they're poking a little bit over in the middle. Dragonite at the top has taken the fort out and is now slowly starting to rotate towards the mid lane too. Bambi just behind him. But that's another fort that has fallen. So yeah, they lost all of their forts and now they are dead even in structures. And they're moving down to the bottom of the map to try and open the bot lane up. Bot lane, as usual, is the most important one. Simple reason, most of the mercenary camps travel through here. So that is what you're aiming for in most cases, so that you can set up stronger pushes against the opponent there. And they're opening the wall up completely. 123 stacks for Cassia now. Since they're brawling like crazy, she gets so many opportunities to get these stacks up. Chaotic is just crushing those numbers. Absolutely crushing them. So they gotta deal with Cassia somehow. She's too much of a threat. 82,000. She's top damage in the game now. She's officially overtaken Lunara, and the longer this lasts, the more this gap is going to widen. Lunara might every now and then claim that back for a little bit, but not for that much longer. So there's the fight again. Nice ult also from Chaotic. They're trying to get those kills in. Blue team on the way back, trying to retreat, slowly moving back here. Chaotic with hit after hit. 135 stacks right now for him. In comes Bambi. They're trying for Ultralisk. Another hit as Jojo moves through the mid lane and will join up with the rest of the team in a moment. But the problem is Ultralisk, and he is barely making it out of the fight. Quick jet propulsion from Blaze as he's also retreating. But this is starting to get disastrous for them. Cassia just keeps stacking and stacking and stacking and stacking. The damage output increasing. And the red team doing so much damage here. If the blue team doesn't get quick kills in these fights, they have a problem at their hands, and they know it too. So, tactical pause by Dino. Alright. The red team. Yeah, the one thing that you don't want to happen would be Cassia dropping. Banana H and Chaotic are fine, but maybe a bit trapped down here. Just to remind you real quickly of the damage, we have now 97,000 for Chaotic. Again, he is just pushing ahead or pulling ahead in damage to a ridiculous amount. So Lunara is still close-ish, but that's quite something. Next fight already starting up here. 6 digits now, and the damage numbers for Cassia. They're trying to get those Siege Giants, and the blue team is actually able to steal them away. Siege Giants are taken. And the red team had to retreat here. This might actually be the game with the most Cassia stacks if this continues. 150. I think the record that I've seen so far was from Dino in a Volskaya game where he had 166 or something like that. So given the fact that we're only 20 minutes in and he's already at 150 and there's definitely a few more team fights to come, I think it's fair to say that he might get above that. I might have had a game where Cassia had more stacks, but this one's definitely up there. 100%. So it's all about Dragonites, of course, now too. If you get the objective at this point in the game, this deep, you are going to do exceptionally well. AKA likely gonna win it. At least take a keep out. These things are hard this late. So blue team, kudos. They pushed us back. They are now the ones in the driver's seat, or at least they pushed the lanes out. The Haka's at the bottom of the map, globaled in to make sure that he takes this one apart. Yeah. Lunara is also getting some pretty big numbers out, so... Oh, please! Good damage also again from Cassia, but that was close. Still my F at the top, so I didn't really want to fight this too hard. It's a wild game. The opening map, and it is wild. Now, Trace is defending against Siege Giants now too. Yeah, they gotta get everybody back together here and prepare for the next push for the objective. Each team currently holds one shrine, so that's the entire idea behind this. But once that you can start to apply more pressure, there has to be a team fight, especially there in the middle. Let's shield us back up in a few seconds, so then they have a chance to maybe trap somebody with Johanna again. There's only one team that has a real global in the game. That's the Haka. He can control side lanes a bit and push them out. Brightwing can at least grab a shrine, for example. But, yep, situation is kind of reversed now. It's the red team defending for a moment as the Haka grabs the top side shrine, so everybody's still dancing around the mid spot. Lunara is now at the bottom of the map. So Bambi moved down to the bot lane. Over here, Stormbolt misses. Jet Propulsion, are we gonna get one? No. Don't follow that up too much. Disc is out though. Disc against Cassia. That's where they try to force the fight. Cassia's back to business though. Can come immediately into the fight and hit a few more. And is now at 155. Yeah. Trying to get a lot more out of this. Cassia, they're trying for Jojo. Brightwing to the rescue for just a moment, but the fight is not over by any means. They're still battling this out pretty heavily, but nobody goes down. Nobody dies. Nobody is too exposed here. Dino also has to be mega careful now. He's still on the squishy side with Tracer. And even with the 20, even with total recall, this can be a problem for him. Once again, there's the tether. The Haka for the double control. They have a chance for the Dragonite now. Now they have the double control. There's a Dragonite potentially on the air for them. Red team slowly falls back here. Blue team pushes in, trying to control the mid lane spot. Doing their best to ensure that there can't be another objective or Dragonite against them. And now 24 minutes into the game. Oh, Madara gets out. And the jet, another jet propulsion. The blessed shield missed. The stun missed. 177 stacks for Cassia. She's at 131,000 damage. 5,000 ahead of Lunara now, who's also putting impressive numbers out. But yeah, the stacks of Cassia are ridiculous at this point. Absolutely ridiculous. Now they don't push too hard for the objective. Instead, we're seeing now Lunara go to the top. The red team is happy just taking a few more camps. 25 minutes into the game any moment. So red team roams around claiming one camp after the next. We're likely gonna get 200 stacks from Cassia. Like, honestly, that's likely what's gonna happen here. I don't think I've ever seen that. So, pretty impressive from Chaotic. This is nuts. This is just nuts. Mirrodin jumps in again. I've seen this before. That's what they did previously. Mirrodin jumps in. Caterpillar! Avatar! Everybody's in the corner! And that's Lunara that dies. The main damage is gone. Main damage eliminated. They go for Ultralisk. He's dead as well. And now they want the rest of the team. They're all pinned down. That's Jojo dead. They go for Legacy. Skullcracker kicks in. And that's a 5-man team wipe. The entire team wiped off the map. Cassia is not quite making it to the 200 stacks. We have her at 190 stacks for her level 1. Damage output at 146,000 right now. Boy, oh boy, what an opening game. Game number 1 taken by Team YEAAABOI against Team Madara in the losers bracket of the Captain's Clash playoffs. GG.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2, Towers of Doom. So Team YEAAABOI is in the lead. They've just now claimed victory on Dragonshire, and they had actually map choice because Team Madara decided that they want to have first pick, first ban. And the first ban is Junkrat. But that last team fight was, I mean, again, they threw everything on that one card. They said, okay, we have to force a fight. Let's go for this one. This one looks good, and it just did not work out. The stacks alone on Cassia were just insane. 190. I would have loved if he made it to 200 stacks. It would have been kind of funny. But he also had 145,000 damage, which is just bonkers. So, big shout out there to Chaotic. I would like to see his Cassia again. If he is able to just like brawl it out the way that he did in essentially every single game, then hey, just pick it more often for him. He did so much damage towards the end. It was first Lunara that took first damage in the game, and then just Cassia with every single Q that she connected, slowly starting to catch up and then overtake her. So Sylvanas gets banned again. We're on Towers of Doom, so the Haka could be picked again as a top laner, of course. We already have Lucio banned, picked as the very quick first pick here. And then on the red team side, let's see what exactly the game plan is. I like Tracer, by the way, too, so this is something that I think is going to get addressed by Team Madara at some point. I could see them go for Tracer again. Towers of Doom is not a bad map for this either. Jojo and Dehaka. So, first of all, Caterpillar gets Johanna. That's a hero that was taken away from him in most games. I talked earlier about how in a lot of the drafts the teams are actually targeting Caterpillar specifically with some of their ban patterns. But now we have that front line already secured, and in addition to that, even the side laner with the Haka. So that's a really good start here for them into the draft. So, not bad. Diablo on the other side, and Madara gets his Chromie. Okay, so we get the little fake dragon in the game. This is, by the way, one of the things where people are always arguing about, like, oh, Chromie is a real dragon. I was like, no self-respecting dragon would take that form. She's an imposter. She's been lying for years. And you people keep believing it. Just a couple of magic tricks that you throw around does not make you a dragon. That's just not a thing. I'm sorry. Look at Deathwing. That's a dragon. Look at Alexstrasza. That's a dragon. Chromie? Ha! Are you kidding me? It's not a dragon. I was like, this is a little gecko, maybe. If at all. So, yeah. Not a dragon. Imposter. Needs to be slapped around a little bit. Vikings banned again. Why you know like fun? Give me Vikings. I like the Viking games that I had so far. I want more of them, not less. There's a Tracer ban. Yep, kind of saw that one coming. I would have been surprised if they don't ban Tracer out. As I said before, not only has Dino played Tracer quite a lot today, but also in the previous game had a big impact. Yes, sometimes they were able to control Tracer and take her down, but let's not forget how much CC they actually had that worked really well against her. So Dino will have to deviate away from that pick to something else, and might actually go for Genji now that Anduin has been picked here. Okay, Light Bomb engage, possible. So we get the Crybaby. Who has the better haircut, by the way? Is it Jojo or is it Anduin? Honestly, my intuition would be it's Anduin. Like, yeah. I think he invests way more in hair products than Johanna. The only one that my personal opinion can maybe keep up is probably Hanzo. But that's just a guess. Honestly, his hair looks a little bit like Breeze. But I'm getting sidetracked here. Blaze and Thrall. Ultralis loves Thrall today. I mean, he seriously does. That's a nasty triple frontline once again. Ultralis with damage and also the CC that he brings, and then Chromie with a follow-up. That leaves us with Dino as the last pick for the team. And are we going to get Genji with a Light Bomb engage? The answer is no, we get Vala. Okay. Vala with Anduin. Ladies and gentlemen, Towers of Doom, map number 2. Game number 2, Team YEAAABOI is in the lead. We have on the left Team Madara, obviously trying to bring this back now with Madara himself on Chromie. Once again, the first time with Chromie. Yay! Shut up. Caesar Salad is playing Diablo. We got Legacy on Lucio, Ultralisk with Thrall, and Naz on Blaze. Over on the right side, Team YEAAABOI with Fancy Pants on the Haka, Caterpillar on Jojo. Dino, there's our multi-shot build again. We've been talking about this quite a bit during the tournament. He's playing Vala, and we have Chaotic on Myef, and Banana Age is playing Anduin. So, multi-shot build it is. That one can be pretty powerful. We've been pointing it out on quite a few maps, particularly, of course, when you're playing on Infernal Shrines. But that's one of the things that I really like about Vala these days, that you can actually play all of the builds. Like, literally all of them. I mean, as long as you're consistent with one build and not just like randomly roll talents. We had the other day, God, what was it? Like an arrow build on, wasn't it an arrow build on BOE where they didn't go Monster Hunter or something like that? That's some crazy stuff. Or arrow builds where they didn't go into the double arrow on level 4. I mean, honestly, some things that make no sense outside of that the player just had a stroke when he was trying to hit the right button or just fat-fingered insanely heavily. Be it as it may, in here we're gonna get stacks for multi-shot throughout all of the fights that they can muster. Also, without the double support as a backup, they decided to not go into an auto-attack style with her. But, as I said, especially when you're fighting around the objective and everybody starts to cluster up a little bit, or you go for a camp as we just saw here, you can get a lot of damage connected, and it helps you also with wave clear if you're attempting to push for some bell towers and take those out. Dino needs to be mega careful though. They're trying to trap Lucio, and you know what? They're actually succeeding. Lucio is gone, and that is a first blood right there. Lucio's down, and they might even get Caesar Salad. Yeah. He goes down. That's the second kill. 2 kills to 0. And Team YEAAABOI off to a pretty good start in the game. Very early. Still a lot to do. Especially the dynamic is going to shift once we have level 10 abilities. But for now, that's a win. That's a nice little move that they just made there. We got Arsenal too. So a bit more control for them. Each team has gotten their own camp. So, yeah. And then, in the meantime, Ultralisk on the way towards the top. Chaotic is already sitting there trying to sniff that out a bit. And they're trying to take the camp. But, yeah, they have too many heroes there. They can't really be interrupted on this. But it also gives the bot lane completely to the opponent, so they can do whatever they want there at the end of the day. And that's already happening. So Dino is slowly coming in with a bit of extra damage, just unleashes arrow and multi-shot at the wall. And at the top lane, yeah, the pumpkins make it through, with the exception of one that gets slurpeed by the Haka. So, Caterpillar down here, still a little bit annoying, also a bit of an assist from Anduin. The character still amuses me. For the Alliance! Boah, man up a little bit. Honestly, if you look up beta in the lexicon, you find Anduin's picture there. Probably not even a beta. Maybe you have to go to Gamma. I don't know. But yeah. So, down at the bot lane, it's all about the third altar now, and it seems like the blue team just gives this up. Chromie, yeah, does get interrupted on the interrupt attempt, and now they're taking Thrall out. Quest is not completed either. Nice jet propulsion from the side, but damn, they're losing way too much now. That's 4 kills already. Not only did they lose Thrall, but they lost Lucio. They're losing Diablo again. Holy hell, what is happening here? What a slaughter. 5 kills, 2-7. This is the biggest comeback map in the pool, and it's famous for games that turn to an insane extent where teams make comebacks that are absolutely crazy. But that is bonkers what we're getting here. I mean, Chaotic right now, also just rushing away. Once again, we have Caterpillar attempting to escape too. They're helping with Anduin to pull a few more targets out. And... oh, they nearly got the kill on my F. But everybody gets away. The entire team is able to walk away from this. Nobody dies. We got 5 kills, 2-0, as is already. And that, of course, also results in a 1-level lead in favor of the red team. So, yep, they are looking better and better. Blue team needs some kills. And ideally also with a completed quest on Ultralisk side. He's currently sitting at 3 stacks, so you want a bit more. Talking about quests that are uncompleted, Vala is sitting at 13. Now obviously you're stacking way past, but just completing that is already giving you a bit of a leg up. Just through the quest rewards alone, a little bit of extra damage, which is pretty big. So there's a little power spike that early on makes a difference, for sure. So with the altars coming up, we have a double altar phase. Right now the red team is just slightly in the lead on this. But yeah. Already there's another quick interrupt from Jojo. They're now taking position around us and have the early level 10. So that's a freebie. Should be able to get both. Surprise me if they did not. First one is already fired, and now that Yahaka is controlling the one in the middle, they gonna get this one as well. So yeah, no problem here. They're gonna drop the opponent down to 24 points on the core. They still hold 36. Level 10 is gonna be available soon for them, and yeah, then things will slowly continue. Down at the bottom of the map now. Quick disc against Thrall. They might actually be able to get a kill here. Light bomb, and Thrall gets wrecked. Thrall goes down. He's eliminated. Goodbye, sweet prince. Thrall is kill number 6. They have Sundering. They have their ults now. But that's definitely bad news what we're seeing there for them. So, bit of a rude awakening in game number 2 for the team. With Strafe, they're being pushed back further. So they're just now being pushed out. Top side, the Haka is still waddling around to get the extra experience, but the red team is kind of everywhere. They're looking for camps that they can steal away. They're applying pressure to some of the lanes as best as they can, and yeah, they are currently dominating the game. They're making all of the calls. They are the ones that are essentially dictating the pace of it. The lead is not too crazy. It's like half a level, a little bit more, but they opened a lot of walls already up. We got the opportunities there. So yeah, there's quite a few things now running in favor of the red team. Vala on 23 stacks now, so not only did she get the quest reward, but already stacked a little bit past it, whereas Thrall is still reset at 0, so he missed some. So not going too well for Ultralisk here. Probably love to get a bit more out of this. Alright, Caterpillar also, again, getting attacked here. Chromie, quest completed for her. Still, Anduin with one pull after another, really helping the teammates, making sure that they're not running into any big troubles. We have Maiev at the top left, stealing another altar. They're getting a lot of these. This is now 20 points on the core against 36. So they're actually stealing one. They're stealing both of them during this altar phase. That usually never happens. It's traditionally an even exchange between the two teams unless one is severely ahead. That wasn't really the case here. So Yeah, Maiev at least falls, so she gets punished for her evil deeds. That might give the blue team the altar topside. But that fight is still raging on. And right now, it's still a question of who's going to take it. Nice Sundering. Jojo is out, so here we go. This is starting to look a little bit better. So some nice moves made by the blue team. They get the altar, so no double connect from their opponents. And now, since they find themselves in a 5 versus 4, what we're getting is a move straight for the boss. Trying to claim this. Not a problem for them here either. So they are starting to make their way back. Not only did they... That's 8 points in total that we got off the opponent's score. So now we're talking about 28 stacks or points against 20. Signs of life. So, job well done by Team Madara. 26,000 damage, by the way, from Chromie. Vala is on 29,000 right now. So... Banana H. Okay. Anduin just like completely lifeless, sitting there, not doing anything. Here comes the attack with Lightning Breath. Trying for the barbecue. Banana with a nice stun. Gets a heal and gets finally killed by Diablo. The problem is that they're turning on him and Diablo gets killed, and he's not the only one. Lucio also falls again. That's both of them dead for the 3rd time. So, yep, that might also be a problem for Ultralist. There's the bunker at least. Where's that tether? There it is! And it's another double kill. They're gonna get not only Blaze, but also Ultralist. Thrall is gonna go down. At least he completed the quest. That's at least good news for him. Quest is completed, he still dies. So, Chromie gets murdered as well by the Haka. And now they have Caesar Salad. A little bit pinned down. He still has too many hit points, so he is going to get away, but it's 11 kills against 4 now, and that 1 level lead is being maintained even longer. It's a rough game for the blue team. It's a very tricky game for them. And yeah, Vala is now at 42,000 damage, so easy top damage. I like the optimism, by the way, from Caesar Sala. He just moves in and is like, you know what, I'm going to take this now. And Team YEAAABOI was like, are you high? Like, what? Why do you think that's happening? This is not going to be a thing. 16 points to 28, and they're also stealing the pumpkins away here. But, yeah, not bad. Spave again used, so making good use of that in an attempt to push the opponent back. There's the Jack, Sundering. Ah, the nice barbecue play with the lightning breath, but they still won't be able to get too much done, and instead it's Diablo that actually gets targeted and nearly falls, but makes it out. Good for him. Dibble's still alive, 16 to 16 now. Manticore obviously is going to make the life of Diablo a lot worse. We have, on the other hand, Alpha Wolf for Thrall, so with this synergy and his level 4 talent, he can now start targeting some tanks too. So we're gonna get more front line that's being blown up here. Diablo talking about blowing the front line up. They are trying. Dibbles gets out thanks to the bunker of Blaze, but now there's the 5 versus 5. And Vala is taking advantage of it. 47 stacks for her now. So she's getting that extra damage in. Some pretty big hits here. Vala goes down, and so does Thrall. It's a kill trade again between the two teams. I feel generally the blue team is starting to do a little bit better in team fights. So that's the good news. Team fights are starting to look slightly better for them. Bit more control here. But yeah, as is, we now have still 4 versus 4 bell towers. Next altar phase is a triple. So there's a chance for the blue team to bring it back a bit. Everybody is now jumping immediately into the mid lane. I think top left, top right should be easy exchanges, and then it's the battle for the 3rd one again. And it's already breaking out more or less. So yeah, they're already battling here. Starting to chase Jojo. Caterpillar is on the run. Run, Forest! But the top right has been channeled. The Hawkeye sneakily attempting to get it at the top left. But yeah, Thrall is now saying hello and is like, nah, no. That's not happening. So the Dino gets one more interrupt here. Yeah, a little bit more than that even. Has to be healed up too. I think they're going to let it slide instead going for the one at the top. So there's the barbecue, but the death of Anduin and Thrall both die. And now Chaotic is becoming the target. Diablo's trying to push out. Jet propulsion misses. Nah. And they're getting that channel as well. Yeah, the blue team again, they're still behind, don't get me wrong, but they're starting to stabilize things a little bit. They're doing better in the team fights, they're starting to get some objectives. They get another altar here. So this is starting to slowly and steadily look a little bit better for them. Just getting there. Fighting back. 50,000 damage for Chromie. We had 59,000 damage for Vala now. In the middle of the map, still trying to get everything back together. I mean, we have an 18.5 on the level count now. So soon we're gonna talk level 20. And at the top, they're stealing the camp. Blaze, fully body blocked. Has to use bunker, and he's still gonna die. He just can't get out here. He's still gonna fall. He's trying his best, but there's no chance. So Blaze goes down. That's a big blow. That's already mega annoying, and they immediately move in for the boss to take that. And that will drop them into the single digits. The red team is now gonna drop their opponents into single digits on the core. So the shots are fired, the boss is taken, and they're down to 8. 8 to 20. The one thing that happened is that at the bottom of the map, the bell tower was converted over. So that's kind of big. Forces the red team to react to it. There's a single altar now up. So, I mean, ideally they would like to try and get that back before the altar is in play. But they got the top left converted over, so it's like even again. I don't think they can get that in time. Diablos is low. There's level 20, by the way. Farfly Quiver is now in. That's where Diablo starts to hate the world. If you have Farfly Quiver against you and Manticore, then you're just sitting there like, ugh, not own. Like, he's just going to be pelted down. He's going to get attacked and attacked and attacked and attacked, and there's very little he can do because the range increase is just massive. Nice dodge on Sundering. That was a huge one as well. Strafe, Dino just zones them away. They want that altar. They get that altar. That's 4 more shots fired. And now it's 4 on the core for the blue team. That is 1 altar channel away or 1 boss, depending on how you look at it. So, tough times. Very, very tough times for the blue team. And now that they've lost the control of the bell tower at the bottom of the map, things are not going to get any easier. Yeah, this is a problem. They don't even need 5. They just need 4. They need to control 4 and channel a single altar. 5 is already overkill. If anything, it just slows the opponent down. And the boss is up in, well, 3 minutes. Okay, so this is gonna take a while until that's back. Now, if they can, on the other hand, get full control and start the barrage, then it would be over pretty quickly as well. Pumpkin's all connected, so that puts it down to less than 50% of its HP. Fight is up. Diablo. Hellgate's out, but they get the kill against Lucio. Lucio is dead. Sundering completely splits him here. Blaze takes the bell tower back at the top, but in exchange they're going to lose the one at the bottom of the map. Tough times. Again, I say it again, they are really struggling here. Team YEAAABOI, they won in the group stage with a 2-0 against the blue team. And now here in the best of 5 environment in the playoffs, it seems we might see that performance repeat. The red team has absolutely found their play. Sundering not even interrupting Strafe here, so yeah, no chance. And now they're going for Diablo again, and the Lord of Terror is gone. Diablo is gone, Thrall is on the run, not even Green Jesus can fight back here. And there's the channel, and that is likely going to be the end of it. Blaze wants to interrupt, is able to pull it off. So they're actually buying themselves a little bit more time. Can they get kills now? They desperately need them. Without kills, they won't be able to do anything about it. This could end the game. 1 point on the core. Pumpkins made it through. There's a single point on the core of the blue team. Now we have the attack. Vala goes down. That's big. Thrall survives, and the barbecue nearly roasts my F. Instead, they're going for the Haka, and they might be able to kill him, and they do. They actually survive. Unbelievable. Madara is channeling. 3 shots fired. 1 point to 17. That's where we're at now. Can't make any more mistakes here. boss is up in 1:16. Then you need to remove it from the map, or your opponent has too many tools that they can use in order to win this. So, yeah. 16 kills to 8, by the way. 16 kills to 8. Once again, the play in the middle now. They're trying to take more control. It's late game. Again, late game dominance is all that you need on this map. You can always come back if you just gain the momentum in the late game and you can hold on to it. And they are trying desperately to get to that point. I mean, desperately. Okay, no chance to stop Blaze. They were trying. Top side. Still holding on to the fort here. Oh, it's so close again. It's typical Towers of Doom. Typical. One single point. Now they're trying to take the bell towers. It's a 4 versus 4 bell tower situation now, but not for long. They want the kill. They want Blaze. They want the time in a 5 versus 4 situation. And they're going to get it. Yeah, Blaze is gonna die here. Blaze is gonna die. He should die. He is not gonna die? What? Okay, there it is. He's dead. He's definitely dead. Thank you. He's dead. Can they get a counter kill? Strafe is being used. Diablo! The lick, the connect is there. And now they push him back. But it's a 5 versus 4. And there's the double altar activating in just a few seconds. That is horrible news. Horrible news for Team Madara. Yeah, this is likely going to be the beginning of the end. Unless they get a kill here quickly. Dehaka on the left needs to be interrupted. Trying to sneak that in on both sides. They have to just play ping pong. Left, right, left. They're trying to interrupt whatever they can, but it's also splitting them. Splitting them the entire time. And here's the attack against Thrall. Ultralisk gets chased and nearly dies. Everybody on the blue team is starting to lose hit points. The same is true for their opponents, but Maiev is jumping out just before she falls, and they're turning it again on Caesar Salad, who activates the ult, can't kill anybody, and instead Thrall gets murdered. Diablo dies, Chaotic channels it. That's it, that's game. That's a 2-0 lead for Team YEAAABOI against Team Madara here in the losers bracket. Nicely done, GG. Alright, game number 3, ladies and gentlemen. Team Madara going up against Team YEAAABOI. Tomb of the Spider Queen is the map, and over on the left we got Madara on Junkrat. Ultralisk playing Imperius. Legacy on Whitemane. We got Caesar Salad on Varian, and Naz is playing Blaze. Over to the right side in red with a 2-0 lead in the best of 5 here in the losers bracket. We got YEAAABOI himself on Leoric. Banana H on Anduin, Caterpillar is playing Diablo, we got Chaotic on Maiev, and Dainu is playing Hanzo. Alright, let's get ready to rock and roll here, and already a little bit of a deviation as we're seeing the blue team moving down to the bottom of the map instead of meeting the foe head on in the middle. With the comp that they're currently running here, they're obviously going to be looking for kills. I mean, they need to turn this series around now if they want to have a chance in this tournament. If they lose here, they're 4th place, but already they're coming in swinging, taking down Leoric. Nicely done. Once that Varian picks up his level 4, they're going to be looking for these taunts. They have a follow-up with Junkrat, with Imperius, with Blaze. I mean, tons of CC really available on their end, even with Whitemane, of course. And the whole goal will be to try and get these kills. Junkrat with a lot of damage, Imperius with a lot of damage, and Ultralisk is trying to chip in here as much as he can, as they nearly activate the trait of Leoric again. So, the blue team, off to a nice start, a little bit of early game aggression. Again, if you're getting that 1 kill against Leoric, it doesn't set you massively ahead or anything, but it's more about setting a tone at the start of the match than anything else right now. So, they are doing what they need to do here, and they're hoping to get another kill, nearly catching Dainu, but with Banana H on duty with Anduin, no problem, quick pull out, and that was all that it took to make sure that Dainu doesn't die here. Now, it's obviously going to be a long back and forth between them here in the earlier stages to see which team gets the first turn in, gets the first set of web weavers. Currently with Diablo, we have the Soul Shield on level 1. Caterpillar going to try and bully people here. He has finally one of his picks that he really wants, of course, so that's good for him. Lots of teams have really been targeting him with all of their bans, trying to ban out Johanna, trying to target Diablo, really pinning him down more and more. And him now being able on a map like Tomb of the Spider Queen to play Diablo is definitely going to be big for him. Especially since he also combos this off with Leoric, so once that the ult is out and we're going to get in Tomb, we are going to see some extra wall stuns happening from Caterpillar as they're aiming to grab the Siege Giants down at the bottom of the map, so already getting into position to sneak another camp in. But the fight over it is fierce as they're turning on Ultralisk. Imperius has to slowly move out of here. Level 4 talents are kicking in. This is where things are getting dangerous for the red team. Now we're going to have Taunt. There it is already. The follow-up. Chaotic in trouble. And he goes down. Chaotic gone. That's the second kill for the blue team in their quest to make sure that they stay in this series, stay in this tournament. They lost the Siege Giants, though. So they get the kill on Maiev, but they're not able to take the Siege Giants away from their opponent. So it's not a complete loss for the red team in this situation. When we're looking towards gems, yep, they took definitely a bit of a setback since Maiev carried a couple, but we have now a 10 gem lead for the blue team. It's something that if you're on the side of Team YEAAABOI, you can still play around, but of course, you still gotta be a little bit cautious there. Level 4, we're now getting Martyrdom for White Mane. We also have the Sovereign Armor here, as Diablo becomes the target quite quickly over at the second turning point. Chaotic back to business now with Maiev, of course, as well. Tries to make up for that kill or that death a second ago. He wants to be a bit aggressive. God, I absolutely adore cardboard. A lot of the cardboard stuff is really fantastic, and the spray game here is on point. I like it. Wish I could say the same about some of these mounts. I mean, what is this here, please? I mean, the mount itself might be alright, but that tint, kind of unacceptable. Blue team agrees, wants to punish Leoric immediately, as they should. Kind of teach him here a little bit. Not draw that much attention to him. If you have a mount that is like neon, then seriously, your opponent's going to spot you from a mile away. They're immediately going to attack you and take you down. You're becoming the prime target. That's exactly what happened here. That it happened for no other reason. That's the only explanation. The only thing that factored into this kill. And I'm okay with it. So level 7 kicks in, we have 3 kills to 0. So far, things are actually looking pretty okay for Team Madara. They're working on the first turn, they're likely to get it. We now have with level 7 also intercession, so Victory Rush comes in for Varian. And Leoki is dead again, apparently off to set some records here today. Yeah, Mr. Fancy Pants. YEAAABOI over here with death number 3. So he's more of a movable observer board currently than anything else in this game. Losing a few more gems doesn't help their cause either. Blue team with the web weavers. Things are going according to plan for Team Madara. This might be the turnaround here. They lost 2 of their games in the best of 5 series. This is match point. They need to go for a reverse sweep if they want to have any chance here. And that starts on Tomb of the Spider Queen. So now with the web weavers coming down, they're trying to pull exactly that off. We're not quite there yet though. But a kill against Diablo will go a long way to make this even more successful. But Diablo survives, so they can use the entire 5-man in order to properly defend against the web weavers. They are not running that much of a sane range AoE though. They have to get close with Maiev and with the Leoric in order to get that through, so this is going to hurt them a little bit. In the middle, they lose the gate and some hit points on the towers, but it's honestly the bot and the top lane that I'm more worried about, especially down here. Leoki dies again. I'm telling you, he's going for the double digits. And the fort falls too. Whew, as far as early objectives go, this one is a biggie. That's now a wall gone, a fort destroyed, a 1-level lead, and all of that accomplished within the first 5.5 minutes. So, Team Madara must feel pretty good. Dynamics in games change a lot once that we have level 10 abilities, obviously. But still, it's going to be an interesting one to see how exactly Team YEAAABOI is planning to recover here. They still have 60 gems, so that's good. They have enough gems to get a turn in. They need to get access to that, and with level 10 on the blue team side, highly unlikely they're going to fight for it now. They will slow things down a bit, and then we're going to see how they're going to play this out. Is there enough time for Team Madara to get a second turn in? A little bit questionable. Depends how quickly the experience can be soaked here, but that's of course the danger. The double turn in on the blue team side. We got the angelic armaments now. I'm also looking at the shield wall over here. And with now both teams grabbing their mercenary camps. The red team is inching a little bit closer to their own level 10 abilities. And then I gotta step it up. Gotta get that turn in. Gotta make sure that you don't lose additional gems. We already have the barbecue in play. Ooh. And we get the dragon. Look at that. Okay. We are having Dragon Strike in play now. If you land a decent entomb and then there's a light bomb stun behind it, you can, with Diablo's barbecue and also Dragon Strike, do a lot. And once level 20 kicks in, the cooldown reduction is of course going to be big. But you give up some stuns. So the attacks are already coming over here. And we'll see how Dino can utilize that. And if they get to level 20, if he's going to be able to properly capitalize also on the cooldown reduction on that ult. So, this is going to be potentially a big one. Nice for zoning. If you also figure that some of these fights will, for example, play out at the boss pit here at the top, it can give you a lot of value, but then again, you're missing out on a big stun that you could use to tee up kills for the rest of your team, but it can be a huge asset depending on how you play it. Dino will just have to prove that he's able to pull that off properly. For now, though, they have to attempt to try and, well, just deny that turn in. It's not going to be an easy one because 54 gems have already been delivered. They are literally only in need of one more. But Ultralisk, there it is. The first kill finally for the red team. They're taking Ultralisk out and now they're going for Varian. Nice! The stun, the full ult. And that was a beautiful kill right here. So job well done. Able to take full control of that situation by killing not only Ultralisk but then also taking out Varian. So that's a double kill for the red team, and this should actually guarantee them a turn in. And there it is, red team with a set of web weavers and maybe even another kill. Can they force bunker first and foremost here, or how is it going to play out? Is it just going to walk away? I was going to try, and it seems like he's just going to walk out of this. Not a problem for him. Didn't have to sacrifice his ult either, so he's totally fine here. But the red team now has a bit of a chance to bring this back slowly. At the bottom of the map, there's already a little bit of a trap here. They want to move in against Leoki. So far, they haven't done that. Here is actually where Fancy Pants needs to be careful, because he's now holding 25 gems. That's something that you really don't want to lose. And as I said before, he didn't have the best early game yet. 4 deaths, that's not really good if your opponent has 5 kills in total. That's 80%. So, yeah. Level 13 talents are kicking in. Some damage already being done, mainly at the top now. Leo still escorting the Weavers through at the bottom of the map as well, but the forts only take a small amount of damage, so the defense of the blue team quite solid here. Nothing too crazy. We have 30,000 damage from Junkrat right now. Hanzo is nearly able to match that with the 27k that he brings in. But the fight comes in at the top. Once again, here's the ult. Nice, lots of damage. Damn, he's getting massive value out of that Dragon Strike. That's a kill against Whitemane, and they're following it up with a kill against Blaze too. Massive, massive damage here from Dino. That ult is working out perfectly for them. The work that we're seeing with stuns and all the CC is fantastic to maximize the damage on it. Now we got 5 kills to 4, and all of a sudden Team YEAAABOI is in the leading experience. That is not good news for Team Madara. As I said, this is match point, and even the play for boss is instantly initiated since Team YEAAABOI is hoping to get that boss too. Leoki is kind of wasting their time at the bottom of the map, but yeah. That's more than 25 gems gone. He had 26 the last time I checked, so that is actually a big blow to them. Fancy Pants dies a little bit too much right now. They got the boss though. So they sacrificed 25 gems and Leoki, but they got the boss at the top, which now is going to do at least a little bit of damage. Caterpillar, on the other hand, gets caught. Yeah, here comes the dragon again. It's a little bit of a weird dragon, by the way. Looks more like 2 snakes that are just fucking, but hey, whatever. Yeah, topside keep, fort is most likely going to get lost. This one is going to get destroyed. And now the turn in here, Ultralisk is attempting to complete it, and he's able to pull it off. So that's the blue team with the web weavers Each team now has 5 on the map, but Varian is about to die. That's bad news. Caesar Salad falling here. That would be horrible. Whitemane comes in, does what she can to save the day, but they're still on the heels of Caesar, and they're taking him down. Now the target shifts over to Ultralisk, and this would be a disaster. If they're losing him too, that would be absolutely horrible. And it is. That's 2 heroes down. Even Bunker being used, and Blaze just barely trying to escape here, as they are dealing with the Web Weavers now. Fantastic spot once again for Team Fancy Pants. This is the easiest defense of their life right here. So this is looking great for the red team now. They are about to lock in level 16 talents. They have taken out the top side fort. This could have been really bad for them. This could have been horrible. But as is, they are able to lock in that talent advantage. They got their kills. Now that the opponent is back with 5. Ooh, there again. They are getting so much value out of Dragon Strike. It's actually ridiculous. It's always that setup with Maiev first, then they're initiating the ult, and after that Diablo adds an additional stun. We have a light bomb explosion coming together. They are syncing this up so well. I am really impressed. This is probably the most value I've ever seen out of proper Dragon Strike play outside of Madara playing him. I've been telling this anecdote like for ages actually. It was years ago that I first saw Madara play with Dragon Strike, and it was on Infernal Shrines. And back then you basically never saw this ult at all. I mean, even these days it's insanely rare to see it. The stun from your arrow is usually just too big of an asset to just give up on. But Madara did a fantastic job back then with zoning and getting value out of it. Even if he wasn't able to get a lot of damage, he still got tactical value out of it and used it very well throughout the entire game until he had 20 and then got the cooldown reduction and YOLO'd them out like there's no tomorrow. Now we're seeing an even more effective play here from Dino as they're getting massive amounts of damage out. Great zoning, and they're inching closer to level 20, but the cooldown reduction is going to allow Dino to execute way more of these plays as well. The turn-in, obviously, the cherry on top of the cake here for Team YEAAABOI as they push for the fort in the middle. They should at least try to take one structure out right now. They already obliterated the top side with the boss earlier. Leo is pushing at the bottom, and they get this one. Easily, by the way. Very, very easily. Riptire is out, but the disc shuts it down. And here comes again the light bomb. Here's the arrow, and he nearly died. Whitemane preventing the kill, but you can see the combo clear as day how they're executing it. And Madara is falling after all. So they got Junkrat, but I have to say I love the way that this is executed. They are teeing up their CC for Dino to get the most value out of it. Now it's a 5 versus 4. The fort at the bottom of the map is still in play, but with Junkrat missing, that push in the middle is damaging not only the wall, taking it down in fact, but also damaging the keep itself. So level 18 and a half for Team YEAAABOI. Madara's team has been suffering for quite some time now. There's also 53 gems in the hands of Team YEAAABOI. The red team, therefore, has a significant lead when it comes to a possible Web Weaver wave that's coming up next. I still gotta get out of this, but I don't think they're gonna have a problem here. Junkrat just respawned and respawned at top side, so he's responding to the push there. But this turn then would go a long way. Nice position also, get the scouting out, make sure that they know exactly where the opponent is positioned for a potential interrupt. So they're zoning them away, and that guarantees them the 55 gems that they just delivered. They're insanely close now to round this out and get the next Web Weaver wave. But just securing the gems alone already a big deal and what they needed here. So things are looking good. One level until 20. We got 60,000 damage now for Junkrat. This time just zoning out Whitemane a little bit and forcing Legacy to the side. Not getting a kill though with the dragons thingy. But yeah, Ultralisk, careful, a little bit in the corner here. Pops his ult, they're trying to turn in, Riptire exploding. And here's the save on Diablo. Down to 48 points. Ultralisk nearly got him there towards the end. And Anduin could barely keep him alive. So yeah. On top of that, we got Crushing Hope right now. And we also got the Unyielding Despair. But let's see what's gonna happen around level 20 here, because this is where things are gonna get extremely dangerous for Team Madara. They're not out of this just yet, so they still have a bit of a chance here to try and turn this around, but we'll see if they can actually pull it off. I mean, as is currently, we are having them in a spot where they need to, they need to play it safe for a while. There's a turn-in right now and a boss against them. We have them down with level 20. This is a massive blow right now if it's properly executed, what we're seeing from Team YEAAABOI. They want that boss. They should be able to get it too. Ultralisk escorting at the bottom of the map the minions in is a bit of a problem. And here in the middle we see also value against that fort. So the reaction of the blue team is actually really nice if you consider the situation that they're in. They don't have level 20 talents. They don't have a chance to actually engage into a fight. So what they're doing is play around the opponent, essentially destroy a fort here for free, and then try and also do some work, and YEAAABOI, he keeps them back at home. So this is 2 heroes that are currently pinned down by Leo, which means that there's only 3 defenders at the top. But the Web Weaver in the mid lane is doing nothing. The Web Weaver at the bottom of the map is essentially also not doing anything. So they are putting all of their eggs into the top lane basket, and this is a pretty dangerous push to tell you the truth. But I am not sure that they can go for game here. They can take the keep down, but I think that's where it ends. So 8 kills to 8. Topside keep is eliminated. That gives a big lead over to the red team, but it's now level 20 versus level 20. That's kind of an interesting development. We have 8 kills to 8, level 20 versus 20, and structurally, I mean, if we're honest, that topside keep plays a big role, but if you look at the minimap, the only difference between the two teams right now is essentially one structure. Could change if the bottom fort now gets destroyed, but it's one keep that has fallen. That's it. Now, we have 65,000 damage right now from Hanzo. Yep, the fort falls. 57,000 from Junkrat. This is still salvageable for Team Madara, but of course, that top lane will become a problem. Specifically, if the boss is taken again later. That's of course to be seen. Nice attack attempt again over here, and the arrow comes out. And yeah, this time they didn't sync it up properly. They still tethered Ultralisk back into the arrow, but that was not quite enough. We got the cooldown reduction now, though. So that was already a given that we want to get that. Dragon Awakens is now in. That's going to be huge. We also got, by the way, Leo following up on his level 13 and 16 talent with Burning Despair. So no Buried Alive here for them, but Burning Despair instead. Couple of interesting choices for sure with some of the level 20 talents, but given the game that they're playing, it currently makes sense. And they're taking Ultralisk out. Ultralisk is gone. The rest of the team is already on the run. Oh, this is a little bit bad. This could be horrible. They are going for Varian, and Caesar Salad isn't making it either. It means that 2 of the heroes are now down. They don't have a lot here. They could push through the middle and try to go for the keep and take it on. I don't think that they have what it takes to march straight for the core. But trying to take the keep in the mid lane out, or at least damage it, would already go a long way for them. On the way back, trying to turn in the gems would obviously be the next logical step here. As we're nearing the 20-minute mark, we now have 10 kills against 8. And with these keep falling, Team Madara finds themselves more and more in trouble here. This is the second keep that goes down. Oh, and they can't lose Nas. He doesn't have the bunker. Doesn't have it in 3 seconds, but he seems to still be fine. Yeah, he can bunker up. If need be, he can bunker up. Might not even have to. Leo is currently moving back out. 3 defenders still, but Blaze will soon get company at the front line from Imperius, as he's going to reappear in a second. We already have a couple of catapults on the core that have to be dealt with, but they can easily retreat. They have 31 gems now that they can turn in. Great position to be in now, though. No keep destroyed on your own side, and you already eliminated 2, so yeah, they're in a decent spot here. Legacy hearthing back to get the extra mana boost as he arrives at the Nexus. The turn-ins have now happened. We got 87,000 damage from Hanzo. Yeah, Dino's getting a lot in this game. And then 78,000 on the other side for Junkrat. If you look at the damage numbers, Leo is currently the top damage dealer for the red team. He is at 53,000. It's roughly on par with what we're getting from Ultralisk, by the way, on the blue team side. And they haven't given up yet. They have to throw everything against the opponent here. They have the gems, by the way. That's their ticket back into the game. They need to win here or they're out of the tournament and take 4th place. So they're going to try and prevent that as best as they can. Nas is holding 43 of the gems. Kinda has to make sure that he doesn't die. Still has the bunker up, so that's good. But they need to get him into a position where he can turn in. Riptide gets attacked and eliminated, but Maiev is gone, and finally a sign of life again from the blue team. Unfortunately for them, that also means that the ult of Hanzo doesn't accomplish too much. We have a Siege Giant camp at the bottom of the map that is wreaking a bit of havoc here and could potentially do damage to that wall. But with the catapult now spawning, I doubt it's going to be more than that. Now, the turn-in, that's a different story. They're trying to buy as much time as they can, interrupting Naz, but he is going to make it happen. So now the turn-in is going to come down, and that is the chance, especially if they're getting more kills, and they do, to turn this game around slowly. 10 kills to 10 with Diablo and Leoric dying. It means that they have some room to play with. Now, Diablo obviously respawning just without the souls. We're now having all the way up at the top 2 catapults dealing with the web weavers. That's likely going to shut them down. But the blue team is set to attack through the middle and attempt to take the keep here. And of course, with Maiev still gone for another 5 seconds and Leo for roughly, well, let's say 20. This is gonna get a bit dicey down here. There can't be any follow-up kills, for example. Blaze is taking another wave out up at the top, making sure that the Web Weaver will still have a bit of an impact. The disc is missing, so Chaotic is not able to connect his ult here. But they are poking from a distance against the Web Weaver and might even be able to save that keep. So decent defense here from Team YEAAABOI. It's not over yet, but that was a very important step. Making sure that you keep that keep in the middle, that was huge. That was absolutely huge. Down here, somebody has to defend top side. I mean, they shouldn't be able to hold the fort, and I don't think they can. That would be a bit too ridiculous. But that being destroyed is not a huge deal just now. 94,000 damage from Junkrat, 103,000 from Hanzo. Yeah, fight is coming in. Ultralisk gets caught. Ultralisk! And here's the ult. Nice zoning against Whiteman in particular. But she basically just walks through the arrow and doesn't care too much. So while it pads the stats of Hanzo slightly, it's not that big of a problem. And that bottom keep, since nobody dealt with it, seems likely to fall now. So, YEAAABOI finally arrives, but is a bit too late to the party to prevent the worst from happening. So that bot side keep is now gone. Which means that with another turn-in, with another boss, there is still a chance for the blue team to win this. Yeah, this is going down to the wires, it seems. They're really fighting tooth and nail here. We have roughly the same amount of gems for the two teams. Slight advantage for Team Madara, but the boss is up too. And the interesting thing is that, strategically at least, losing that bottom keep is a problem for Team YEAAABOI, because if the fight centers around the boss area at the top, then catapults will push through the bottom of the map, and since they don't have a global, they will have to split somebody off, likely Leoric, and then try and re-engage in a fight up at the top. So it's all a matter of how can you buy enough time for the bot lane to become a problem for the red team. And Leo is trying to take the Siege Giants in order to prevent this. Taking some of the catapults out would also help here, of course. As over in the middle, everybody is looking at securing their gems, turning in a little bit. But the Siege Giants have now been taken. That at least gives some relief to that bot lane, as that fight will eventually center around the boss. Doesn't quite mean that somebody's going to YOLO in, but everybody will try and make sure that they have enough players around at the top so that they can deal with the opponent if they make an attempt for it. Yeah, Varian needs to get a proper taunt out. Can they follow up on this? At least they were able to save him. So the ult is out, but look how quickly Hanzo is able to recover the heroic ability. That cooldown reduction is just absolutely massive. He's ready again to throw out another. So he can YOLO them out like normal abilities at this point. Just needs to make sure that his teammates set him up so he gets actually value out of it and doesn't just waste the cooldown for some positioning purposes. Diablo with another quick engage. And already being pushed back here again. As Imperius deals with the bottom of the map. And the bad news about all of this is that A, the Siege Giants are gone. And B, catapults are now grouping up at that bot lane push. And that is the concern. We are 25 minutes into the game, which means that catapults are hitting hard. So somebody needs to go down there and deal with these two, as the third one is coming in with the next wave. Diablo, is he gonna get the stun? Tries the barbecue. Nah, not really all that much against Ultralisk, so that synergy did not fully work for them. Anduin still pulling people over the walls here, trying to also coordinate that properly. Maiev is now the one down at the bottom of the map dealing with these waves. And as long as they don't let it go towards the core, they're going to be fine here. But you can already see what's happening at the top. Turn-ins are going on. Blue team is trying to get the next Web Weaver wave. And they're pushing the top lane out, getting more access towards the boss area topside. So they can slowly now set up what we talked about earlier. Apply the pressure at the top, buy time for the bot lane. It's a long and tedious way to play the game, honestly, but it can give you an advantage and you can force the opponent's hand. But they are able to get the turn in now, so that's already important. They're not leashing the boss or anything, but now it's YEAAABOI for the blue team, and Team Madara has a decent shot at getting at least a keep. 125,000 now for Hanzo. 80,000 damage for Leoric. He's still fighting for third place in the damage numbers with Imperius, who is at 78,000 right now. So yeah, the attacks are continuing here. 11 to 10, and here's the push in the middle for keep and maybe core, depending on what they can do with it. Instant zoning. Zone the opponent out, get some easy access to the YEAAABOI, chunk it down as quickly as you can. But the flank from Ultralisk, Varian followed up on it, but it's too deep to properly taunt and set the team up. The disc is out, YEAAABOI to the bottom, already marching for the core, and up at the top lane, of course, the keep is all soon going to be under attack as well. Yeah, 11 to 10 kills still. Blue team is trying to do what they can, and another ult from Hanzo. That man has thrown ults out one time after another because of that cooldown reduction, and it's magnificent. But here's the keep destroyed. So now they are dead even in structures. Absolutely even. I mean, even a bit of an advantage. Look at this. There's still a wall down at the bottom of the map, but top side the wall has been destroyed. So Team Madara has really brought this back. We're 27 minutes into this game, and I have absolutely zero idea who wins it. Now, there is an advantage that the red team is still holding, and that is the amount of gems that they have in their hands. With 46... they're very, very close to get another turn in. And that could help them to push for core. Big fight already happening over here in the middle. Disc is out against Whitemane. And they're throwing the ult out too. Whitemane is getting a bit isolated. They're driving a wedge between the players on the blue team. But Leoki, a little bit too deep, and he falls. That's gems lost as well. And quite a few of them too. That's like 15, 16 gems that he just lost. And that's a problem. Blue team, they kill Diablo. This might be it. 2 heroes down. Diablo's going to respawn, but a lot weaker. Are they going to push for it now? This might be the opportunity. Boss is up at the top. They're not going for it, at least not just yet. They have catapults pushing through the middle, and the blue team is slowly falling back. So the call has apparently been made that they are going to go for boss. They're moving topside. Well, they got Ultralisk moving down to the bottom of the map. It seems like they're actually not going to do anything here. With Leoric coming back in 10 seconds. Yeah, okay. Boss would have been a little bit optimistic. Yeah, for a second I thought that Diablo has actually properly died. But no, he lost his souls, of course. So, not a lot that they can do. Could maybe... even in the middle. Unlikely. So, they have a nice position. They took some gems away from the opponent. But, yeah, with Leo, the one that fell, and then Diablo only losing his souls, couldn't do too much. This, on the other hand, that's bad news. If Ultralisk dies, and he does, that's bad news galore. That's a 5 versus 4 now, and he's down for the entire duration, and here comes the play for Hanzo. That is potentially disastrous for Team Madara. Just as they were looking better and better here, they're now getting attacked, they're getting chased. Naz in trouble, has to bunker up the ult from Hanzo. He's trying to buy them a little bit of time to get Ultralisk back into the game and waste as much of theirs as they can. Moving down towards the bottom here. Naz is actually doing a decent job annoying them, but he falls nonetheless. So that is 2 heroes down, and now what's the call? Go for boss up at the top, or try to get more kills, go for the core directly. What are they going to try and do here? Seems like they're attempting to get a couple of kills. They have more gems that they can turn in. They're not quite at the turn in yet, but with a few more minion waves, they will definitely get there. And it seems like they're not willing to commit to the boss just yet. Nope, Hanzo is still moving towards the top lane. Okay, now they're going. Got the rest of the team in. They also have the turn in now. So they're going to go for the double whammy here. They want to have the YEAAABOI. They want to have the boss. And honestly, the blue team, they have to stop them. Even if you don't have your 5 on the map, you got to do something. You can't just simply sit there and wait for them to get a 30-minute boss and YEAAABOI. That's just not a thing. So boss is still getting attacked a little bit by Dino, but they take the fight. They want the 5 versus 4. They're forcing it against Caesar Salad, who's in trouble. Leo Ping needs to slow. Diablo re-engages. And can they take Varian out? Yes, they can. Hanzo with a big play drops him. Leoric falls too. That's a trade that they're willing to take if they can get just another hero on the blue team side. But Caterpillar is the one that all of a sudden gets attacked here. Web Beavers are on the ground. Here comes the ult again. That was fairly well done by the blue team. Given the circumstances, they prevented the boss from being taken and they traded kills. So this could have been way worse. Leo will be back sooner, but they might just have wasted enough time on the red team side to make this completely irrelevant. And that's exactly what it looks like. I'm not quite sure why they're chasing here, though. Not quite sure why they're following up on this. And no, they're losing white main because of it. They chase them and then they're getting attacked. Leo just respawns. And boy, that's bad news. White main is gone. Varian is still not back. It's a 5 versus 3 for a few more seconds. And with Blaze dying, that leaves us with 2 defenders for now. Web Weavers still down at the bottom of the map that are pushing for the keep. Ultralisk is defending here. But the red team has obviously hopes to end the game here. Madara is jumping out. But this is still disastrous. Only 3 heroes to try and defend the core. This is not looking good. Team YEAAABOI is about to lock in a 3-0 victory against Team Madara and move on to the losers bracket final against Team Nintori. There it is, the kill on Ultralisk. This is game. This is the conclusion here. 17 kills to 14. Great play by the red team. I especially love the synergy around the dragon arrow that they YOLO'd out over and over again. The dragon strike, my apologies. But yeah, extremely well done. Well-deserved victory as Team YEAAABOI crushes Team Madara.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description and check that out. Thanks in advance and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.